Grant's coming out with his new clothing line. Bryson shoots 58, and Micah's ego gets in his way. This and a lot more on this episode of the YouTube Golf Rundown. I'm Dougie from the Golf Clan. If you're new, please slap that subscribe button. I am trying to cover as much YouTube golf as possible to save you time and keep you up to date with what's going on in the very fast-paced, quickly growing YouTube golf space. If you want to hear who Garrett's new roommate is, make sure to stick around to the end of the video where we're going to cover that. Grant recently announced that he's coming out with his own signature items with Primo Golf. That's a very strong partnership between Primo and Grant, and I believe that Micah is also releasing his own custom items coming this fall. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Micah's ego potentially getting in the way. He shared in a recent video, he played with some new TaylorMade P790 irons, but really labeled them as high handicap irons, kind of more game improvement irons, and then proceeded to go out and hit the ball as straight as he has ever hit them. It's surprising to me that he wouldn't consider just playing those irons if he's hitting them that straight, but I think he has this I need to play a blade, like I'm a player, I like to shape the ball mentality. Comment down below, do you think Micah has too big of an ego? Should he set down the blades and pick up the P790s? Good Good balls finally dropped after a lot of noise and a lot of hype. The ball sold out in about 2 hours, I think. I don't have an official time on that, but they went pretty quickly. And people have been trying to resell them for as much as $800 on eBay. Crazy. Did you cop the balls? Are you a fan of Good balls? What do you think? Grant's best video yet. Grant posted a collab with Micah. Him and Micah took on the Bryan bros in a match. Could be some of the best content on Grant's channel. Grant is returning to the collab type of content because he's really found his own, I don't want to say his own group, but after leaving Good Good, Grant really was challenged to go out on his own and make content and continue serving his audience. And what we've seen is that him and Micah have sort of had this unofficial type of friendship, partnership, and the Bryan bros are right there with them. Grant just really gels well with the Bryan bros, you know, kind of like peanut butter and jelly. Maybe even too comfortable, such that he starts calling George his dad, which is kind of funny, but also is a little weird too. Grant is really dipping his fingers in this honey jar of collab group content, and it's working. It's a great product. The Bryan bros play unbelievable golf, and then Wesley, in my opinion, is one of the best personalities on YouTube to watch. So really enjoyed that video. If you didn't see it, I highly recommend checking it out. I'll try not to spoil who won the video, but I will say it may or may not have gone to a playoff. Breaking 65 series, Rick Shiels attempted to break 65 in a scramble with an LPGA player. That was an exciting video with some big putts that were holed down the stretch. Did Rick pull it off and break 65 for the first time on his channel? Again, I don't want to spoil it in case you didn't see it. It's a pretty fresh video, but exciting. You should check it out. Another Breaking 65 video. Garrett attempted to break 65 at his home course of Sunflower Hills in Kansas City. I want to say that Ryder just killed it with that edit. A masterpiece, the sound design, everything about that video. It was just very, very well produced. So Ryder and GM Golf have such a great little partnership there. And I think this is one of Garrett's best videos in a while. He also played really well. I'm not going to tell you whether he broke 65 or not, but let's just say not having his own clubs didn't necessarily hurt him in this video. Luke launches a new series called the Evergreen Series in Washington with good friend Sean Walsh. They kick it off at Chambers Bay. We recently saw Chambers Bay on the BustaJack channel. Beautiful venue, really tough course, two great golfers, and you're really seeing Sean Walsh kind of come more into the fold within Good Good after being signed as a Good Good athlete, and that's going to be a fun series to continue watching. George Bryan nearly played his way into the Wyndham Championship and took on brother Wesley Bryan in a playoff in the Monday qualifier for the Wyndham Championship. He ultimately didn't make it by one shot, but Wesley made it into the tournament, ended up making the cut. That whole series was chronicled on the Bryan Bros YouTube channel. The pre-qualifier, the Monday qualifier round, and then the tournament throughout the weekend. I think that's some of the best content on YouTube. Getting to see a player like George take his game from these YouTube golf championships with lateral drop rules to playing in tournament golf, and nearly by 1 stroke, if he could have gotten one of those putts on 18 to the hole in the playoff or the regular round, he may have been in a PGA Tour event. Nonetheless, it's the year of the beast. He's playing unbelievable. That's some great content. Bryson shoots 58 at the Live event at Old Greenbrier. Unbelievable work. Bryson posted every shot on his YouTube channel, which I loved because I didn't get to see the event. And then on top of all that, Bryson dropped another video on his YouTube channel, teaming up with Live teammate, and I apologize if I'm butchering this name, Anirban Lahiri, and they took on Phil Mickelson and Cameron Tringali. I love watching Phil play on the course, gamble, talk smack, and him and Bryson have kind of a funny dynamic because Bryson tries to talk it back, but he just doesn't have that natural smack talk gene that Phil definitely has. So I really enjoyed seeing that video, and it made me wonder who has a better production quality of golf videos, Live or Good Good. Both are top notch. Next up, Good Good posted a video borrowing some elements from the Only Up game. I've never played that game. I hear it's awesome, but I have no idea how to play that game. Nonetheless, they borrowed its rules and had this challenge where essentially if you parred the hole, you moved to the next hole. If you bogeyed it, you had to replay the hole with no carts and walk back. And if you birdied it, you got to skip the hole. And so it was a race, and I enjoyed that dynamic. The MVP of the video, in my opinion, Steven Castaneda, really brought some vibes, energy, and game. I'm not going to spoil who won that video, but I'd love to know whether you enjoyed that style of the Only Up series on the Good Good channel. Bob Does Sports is moving to Florida. Bob is a big Jupiter fan. His parents live in Jupiter. He spends a lot of time down there. He just enjoys the Jupiter vibe, obviously the good weather, and then Grant is down there as well, very close by in the West Palm Beach area. And then Micah moved down there. All the tour pros at clubs like Medalist down there. What's not to like from a business standpoint? Give up the taxes in California. Look, we saw Eric Anders Lang relocate the Random Golf Club from California to Texas. No income tax. And so it makes sense from a business standpoint, I think, for Bob to kind of relocate the company, Bob Does Sports, Breezy, all that, down to South Florida in Jupiter. I don't know if Fat Perez is moving or if he's going to stay in Virginia. If you have any thoughts on that, I would love to hear a comment down below. But even if he doesn't move and he's in Virginia, it's pretty close by. We're going to see a lot more of Bobby Pickleball down in Jupiter, Florida. Garrett's new roommate, why you clicked on this video. Right, finally getting around to this. Well, the title, the thumbnail, you might have thought I was going in a certain direction. I hate to disappoint you if that's what you thought was happening. Garrett's new roommate is AJ Pujols, who is like his best bud now, and in my opinion, sort of replaced Grant in playing in all the GM golf videos and just being Garrett's like partner, partner, all that stuff. So AJ's now officially moved into the Good Good house. We're gonna see a lot more of him on the channel. But speaking of the thumbnail, Garrett has also been hanging around a woman by the name of Corinna Kopp. I don't know if I said that right. And Corinna's like a mainstream social media influencer personality who I think first appeared in the David Dobrik vlogs and then has now kind of spun off and built her own brand. But yeah, she's really jumped on the Good Good bandwagon. I think she's a big fan of Good Good, a big fan of the Good Good balls, and she's just about the brand. She's in the warehouse, she's riding in Garrett's car, she's posting all kinds of stories. She played in a match with Steven and Grace Cheris. Steve had, a nice little caption on Instagram about that, saying that that's his dream team, those two women. And yeah, I don't know if they're dating, if there's anything going on there. I have no clue. I thought Garrett maybe had a girlfriend. Who knows? That's really none of my business, but that's a big time sort of influencer to kind of be meshing her way into the Good Good golf social media space. So big news there, a little crossover with Garrett and Corinna Kopp. Moving on to what is coming up next in YouTube Golf. If you missed out on the Good Good balls, Callaway is going to be releasing more on its website very soon, so you'll have a chance to get your hands on more Good Good balls. Rick Shiels announced that he's hosting a live podcast in the middle of October. It's going to be a ticketed event, about 275 tickets, so that's something to keep an eye on. Good Good is releasing new putters. Good Good putters have sold out in the past, and they've been working on some new ones, including a new design. That's gonna be exciting. Good Good is coming into my backyard, New York. I live in northern New Jersey, for a meetup in 2 days on August 11th. So I'm gonna be going to that meetup. I'm planning on vlogging it, trying to bring you along to one of these meetups. That should be fun. And then after the meetup, Good Good is taking off on an RV tour across the country, starting in New York and going down to Dallas, Texas, and stopping at a lot of courses in between, which is a cool idea. I mean, I think that makes sense to stay on the road and just go from course to course and make an RV trip out of it. I think the vlogs out of that is gonna be awesome. In my opinion, that's like a smaller version of what the BustaJack guys have been doing with Golf in Old Glory, trying to play a course in every state, which is crazy. BustaJack visited Grant down in Florida, it looks like, so expect to see some collab videos coming soon. Good Good leaked new items. Good Good is getting its logo on pretty much everything related to golf. Water bottles, golf gloves, golf balls, and now we've seen that Good Good is working on a custom rangefinder with Precision Pro. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, just reach the golf market and co-brand with other companies that make great products like Precision Pro. Bryan Bros Invitational coming up on August 26th in Aiken, South Carolina. That is going to be a fun tournament to watch and try to see the content coming out of that. I believe there'll be other creators going to that event. I do not have any plans on going. Pretty busy time for me at the end of the month, but I'm excited to see the content coming out of Aiken, South Carolina. Lastly, Rick Shiels has confirmed that BDS Sports is visiting the UK this month. We knew this collab was happening at some point, and now it's happening very, very quickly. Comment down below, what would you like to see from the BDS Sports times Rick Shiels content? Any ideas? I personally hope that they do some type of food challenge and get Rick to try to eat like 1,000,000 hamburgers like they did with Colin Ross, who is a champ, by the way. That's gonna wrap it up. It's been a busy week in YouTube golf. If you're new to the channel, I'm Dougie, and I recently noticed that most of the viewers here are not subscribed. So if you could take a second, just scroll over, smack that red subscribe button, and we could lower that percentage, that would make me really, really happy. I try to cover as much of the YouTube golf space as I can so that you feel like you don't miss a thing. If you wanted to sit down, you could watch, I'm sure, a full 40 hours a week. That's a full 9 to 5 job watching YouTube golf. I mean, the space has never been in a better place with as many creators putting out longer and longer and longer videos. Who in the world has time to watch every video posted by the big golf YouTube channels every week? It's crazy. So I'm hoping that this video is a little shortcut for you to get up to speed with maybe what is going on. If you enjoyed this video, you're really going to enjoy this video over here, where I release my rankings of the top 10 golfers on YouTube. I think this may surprise you. Hope you enjoy.